Isn't this beautiful, amazing powder snow and a backcountry or off-piste run? So today follow me on this exciting adventure where I go through trees, almost was falling head first, almost breaking my arm. It was quite an exciting trip, and this is the start, and as you can see we are really backcountry, we are off-piste on the other side of a mountain where you normally go down. This is one of those areas where I don't really get why they don't make a normal route from it, because you can see in the distance some amazing cloud hills which are, if it snowed like this, it's just an amazing ride. So they should make it a normal route. Luckily, if it is not a normal route like this, we are alone here and you can enjoy this whole way down together with your friends without much risk, besides the fact that the snow and the route itself was not as good. So you can see there's a bit of powder on top of the harder snowy rocks, which are like frozen balls of snow, which are not pleasant to be snowboarding on. But here, especially at the top, it was very nice. Yes, you had to be a bit careful that you keep control of your board because you get kicked around quite a lot. And the second biggest part, which you will see later on in this video, is that the most difficult part here was finding our way to the right side of the mountain, because we don't want to end up in some ditch or end up in some little river. And here I lost a bit of control and I had to slow down on this path, and I got up quite quickly. You can see my friend is going in front of me, so it's always good to have some people scouting a bit the direction, because here there's multiple ways to roam, right? So here you can go to the right, go a bit more uphill, you could go just straight down but maybe end up somewhere where we could not really get back to the normal route. So here we decided to stay a bit in the middle, and also here you can see the snow was just so nice. It was so powdery, and also the hard blocks of snow were way less than before. So this whole run is pretty nice. You can also see on the left that a lot of people already went here in the past. For some reason this day there was pretty much no one here, which is nice because that makes it more challenging. But it's also a bit difficult to find the right way to go down, because we really had the goal of ending up in the normal route, because we were trying to meet up with some friends of us. And you can see here that I am already too low. My friend is, for example, higher on the mountain, which is always an additional difficulty. And we also were trying to locate our other friend who was trying to follow us, a skier, who we need to make sure that she also got down the right way. So here I got a bit in the ditch with also some snow, which was not the best I can have. And one question I always get from people is, how do you find these off-piste routes? Honestly, you take a lift, which you normally take, you look a bit around and you try to find areas where you could potentially go, and especially areas that in some way lead up to or lead to an area which is ending up in some inhabited area. So you don't want to end up somewhere where you have to walk hours and hours. So the difficulty most of the time lies in the fact that you have to scout a bit, and here, for example, we were a bit stuck and deciding where to go, because you can see I'm like in front of a river, and obviously at this point it can get very dangerous. Either you can fall in a deep hole, and good luck calling someone trying to find you. So it's always good to have some kind of very big or significant color like my blue pants, so that allows people to find you, because I do have a black jacket, which is not pretty good if you do get lost. And here you see also the third or second most dangerous part here is not only the water, not only you getting lost, but also the stones are quite significant here. So the best thing you can do is just follow the trail, and if there's one or more people following a trail, you should be fine, because if the trail ends up in a ditch, obviously not a lot of people will follow this trail. But here you can see a lot of people follow this area. And I took a bit of a different approach with the camera angle here. I put the camera quite close to the board, which gave quite a funny angle. It's like you're almost on the snow, so I like this angle of the camera. One thing I don't really like is that sometimes, because of the 360 camera, snow can get up to your lens anywhere really, so you have to make sure the watery parts are not blocking your view. But here you see that I will go with a bit of a, let's say, snowboard angle, which is kind of funny. It's kind of fun to see how the snowboard carves, and you can also see a bit the quality of the snow. You can see the board carves into it, but there's not much underneath this powdery little top. There's especially a lot of hard snow underneath, and you can see the board wiggling. And this is for a lot of beginners the difficult part, right? Trying to control the board, just being comfortable with not being able to turn, not being scared of these rocks, of course. And that's the most difficult part of going off-route, is that you cannot really know what to expect. So you should always be ready to either adapt to where your board is going, either adapt to whatever speed you need to go, and then obviously at some point you will be maybe forced to take a deep dive into the snow, and then it's important to have a good technique to fall. When I was 12, actually, I broke my arm one time, and since then I have not had any difficulties with falling and breaking anything. You can see that I was really doing a nice run next to a river, which is just amazing. This is the best part, like having this powdery snow next to a little river. This feels like something obviously you would never really do on a normal route. They would always close it off quite far just for safety reasons, but if you have like a not too steep area, it's pretty much a nice thing to do, and it feels like you're really off the grid. So now here is the tricky part. This is the part where we got a bit stuck in between, let's say, the right side, which is the river, and then you had some kind of small, very small kind of forest with a very low grass. The problem is that we don't really know what's next to these little trees. Is there some holes in there? Is there some kind of river there? Can we even do turns between those little trees? I wanted to do turns between the little trees, and you will see how that ends up, but it is challenging. So this is the first time we took this route. That's why we also did a lot of discussing if this was the right way to go. And obviously my route I took, which was a bit more tricky, was not the way to go, because the snow was so bad. Especially here we were quite low down in the mountain, so the snow here was very mushy, very unturnable, and it was not really that steep, so you didn't really have much speed. And the last thing I want to do is get like stuck in some kind of river. So here I just said, okay, I will just follow the trail. I didn't have enough speed to really go heads on, go over these little bumps, and this little area was fun anyway too. This will also conclude more or less our little off-trail run. That we will also meet some hikers here, so this is clearly also a hiking path somewhere, because we will meet some hikers here in the end. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out my other videos, give it a like if you liked it, and I see you another time. And wave to these hikers here. Bye bye.